The red-eye flight from Denver to New York was half empty. The cabin lights dimmed to a sleepy glow. Among the scattered passengers was a man who looked out of place. Shabby coat, worn duffel, boots that had seen better years. He took a window seat near the back, nodded politely to the flight attendant, and said nothing else. Most passengers assumed he was homeless, maybe a veteran down on his luck. He fell asleep before takeoff, his head resting against the glass, the faintest trace of exhaustion etched across his weathered face. 2 hours into the flight, everything changed. A jolt rocked the aircraft, followed by a violent shudder. Oxygen masks dropped from the ceiling, and the intercom crackled to life. "Ladies and gentlemen," came the captain's strained voice, "we're experiencing a critical control issue. Is there any experienced pilot on board? Specifically, a fighter pilot?" The cabin erupted in nervous murmurs. Flight attendants struggled to calm passengers as turbulence tossed the plane like a toy. In the back row, the homeless man stirred. He blinked once, listening to the engines falter. Then, without a word, he unbuckled his seatbelt and stood. "I can help," he said, his voice low but steady. The nearest flight attendant stared at him, unsure whether to believe him, until he produced a weathered leather ID case from his duffel. The embossed emblem still gleamed faintly. United States Air Force, Lieutenant Colonel Nathan Cole, retired. A1 Division. Minutes later, he was in the cockpit, eyes scanning the failing instruments. The captain, pale with fear, stepped aside. "Hydraulics are gone," he said. Nathan nodded once. "Then we fly it manual." His hands moved with calm precision, muscle memory guiding him through the chaos. He rerouted power, trimmed the engines, and fought gravity every inch of the way. 40 minutes later, the plane landed safely on an auxiliary runway, rough but alive. When the passengers disembarked, applause rippled through the terminal. Nathan just smiled faintly and disappeared into the crowd, duffel over his shoulder. No one knew his story, but everyone aboard that night learned one truth. Heroes don't always wear uniforms. They sometimes sleep quietly in seat 23A.